Hi, today I'll be talking to you about earning and managing money, in particular evaluating a prepared budget. So budgeting is taking a look at all of your income and all of your expenses, weighing them up and figuring out how much you have left over. The reasons for having a budget could be you want to figure out what do I need to reduce in terms of expenses in order to save, or what can I increase in terms of spending to get here while being within the means, within your means. So that's what budgeting is for. To create a budget, you need to list all of your income categories, so all of your work. So if you have full-time work, if you have part-time work, if you get pocket money, all those things. You need to list all expense categories, so that could be all of your deductions from your pay and petrol, all those things. You calculate the total of each category and balance the budget by modifying the categories or by entering a balanced category. Now that last bit, talking about balancing your budget, it just means you want your income to be more or equal to your expenses. And to make that happen, you might have to put in another sort of category in your expenses called your balance, which is how much you have left over. So that could be your savings, for example. Now, here is an example. Ava has a gross fortnightly pay of $1,896. Part A is saying Ava has a mortgage with an annual repayment of $13,676. Calculate the amount that Ava must budget each fortnight for her mortgage. Okay, so for the first part, we want the fortnightly amount that she needs to budget for. Her annual repayment is $13,676. To change this into fortnight, we need to divide this by the number of fortnights. There's 52 weeks in a year and 26 fortnights in a year. Doing this will give you $526 a fortnight. Now, part B, Ava has budgeted $180 per week for groceries, $60 per week for entertainment, $468 per year, so these times are different, for medical expenses, and $80 per week again to run a car. Express these as fortnightly amounts and calculate their total. So for the majority of these, we're going to times by 2, so the week, and week, those will be times by 2, and for the year, we are going to divide by 26. For the groceries, we had $180 a week. We're going to times by 2, and we get $360 a fortnight. For her entertainment, we have $60 a week, so we'll times that by 2 and get $120 a fortnight. For her medical expenses, she spends $468 a year. So we're going to divide this time to get fortnightly by 26, and we get $18 a fortnight. Finally, we have her car expenses, which are $80 a week. So again, we'll multiply by 2 to get $160 a fortnight. The total, adding these all up, we will get $658. $658 in terms of all of her expenses. Now, part C, she has an electricity bill of $130 per quarter, that's a quarter of a year, telephone bill of $91 per quarter, and council rates of $1,118 per annum, which means for a year. Express these amounts annually and convert to fortnightly amounts. What is the total of these fortnightly amounts? So we're given these expenses in different amounts. We want them all annually first. So this one's already per annum, we don't need to deal with that. Those two per quarter, to change them into an annum or 1 year, we need to multiply by 4. So new paper. Your electricity, we will need to multiply the $130 per quarter by 4, because there are 4 quarters in a year. Sorry, that will be $520 per annum. We're going to then divide this by 26 to give $20 per fortnight. We're going to do the same thing for phone bills, which is $91 per quarter, so we times by 4 to get a year, $364. We're going to divide this by 26 to get, we're going to divide this by 26 to get $14 per fortnight. Finally, we have her council rates, which were $1,118 per annum. Now, it's already in a year amount. We need fortnightly amount, so we're going to divide by 26. And doing this, we will get $43 per fortnight. So now we need to calculate the total. So the total will be 20 plus 14 plus $43, which is $77 per fortnight. So that is part C. Finally, part D, we need to prepare a fortnightly budget showing income and expenses. Now, if you remember back from the first slide here, to create a budget, you need to list all income categories, list all expense categories, calculate the total of the income and expense categories, and then balance the budget. I've already prepared this because it does take some time, and here it is. So we have our income and our expenses. The only income listed here was the job, and that was $1,896. The total is then carried down to here. The expense category has mortgage, groceries, entertainment, medical, car, electricity, telephone, and rates. Adding that all up doesn't give you quite the same amount. So to balance it, we introduce this new category here called balance. And that is just the difference between what that total was and what this total was. So now that the budget is balanced, we have both totals for the income and the expenses equal.